Hope you're all having a fantastic day. It is a gorgeous day outside. Hopefully the mic quality is better. I just stuck like a little piece of foam in between the mic and the helmet, so hopefully right now the wind is not that bad. Recently for me, one of the biggest things that's been going on in my life is a lot of change. And when I was younger, I used to hate change because there's a lot of comfort in that. A lot of comfort in thinking that you're in full control. And lately I've just been enjoying the change, just seeing all the different things that life has to offer. And one of the biggest reasons that I'm seeking change, you can call it a number of things, but things to me that stick out are like, you know, lazy, like procrastinator, the kind of person that puts off all of the important things for, you know, the really little menial things that don't really have any significant value. So the biggest thing for me was finding my why. You have to have a good reason why you want change. For me, it was just, I knew that I could be so much more than the person I was. One of the hardest things about change is you need to sever ties with people you really care about and activities you love doing. It is really hard. Obviously it's going to vary from person to person, but it is really hard changing, especially when you are so comfortable, when you've been in the same pattern for so long, when you've been doing these things for years and years. So one of the biggest reasons why we are so terrified of change, especially for me, is because we are so afraid of failing. Not only are we so scared of failing, but the comfort and the security of knowing exactly what we have right now. And even though we may not like who we are, we're at least comfortable in it because we know what to expect. Even though we're miserable, we just find comfort in it because that's just how it's always been. Going on top of that, another big reason why we stay where we are is because we don't believe in ourselves. Oftentimes, we are the reason why we can't succeed our own limitations. We can't surpass our own limitations. We want change. We think we deserve change. Better yet, I can speak from my own experience. I didn't even think that I deserved change. And one of the biggest reasons for that is because when you are treated so poorly for so long, you just think that's who you are. You think that's what you deserve. So oftentimes, we're the biggest thing in our own way. Right, we want change, but we don't even think that we deserve it. Or when we do think we deserve it, we don't put in the work. We think that, you know, we deserve everything and it should just come easy to us. All this shit. Gorgeous. Either we don't believe in ourselves and we just figure, I'll never achieve it. And then we just give up. Or we just don't think that we deserve it at all. And we just say, you know what? Who cares? Someone else will do it for me. Someone else will take my place. You really just have to learn to believe in yourself. So oftentimes our mind is our biggest limiter. Normally it's because of what we've done in the past. So we base what we are capable of based upon our past performance, which is a huge limiter. If you get rid of that mental blockade, that mental wall, God knows what you're capable of. I've talked about it before. Your mindset is the #1 driver of everything that happens to you. And the best feeling is when you truly believe in yourself and you see the results of that. It is remarkable how much you can achieve when you really set your mind to it and you really, honestly believe in yourself. If you can change that motivation into determination, you can do anything you set your mind to. Recently I was having a lot of trouble with this concept, and one of the people who really just solidified it was David Goggins. And if you don't know who he is the hardest motherfucker I've ever heard of in my entire life. Alright, not only is he a Navy SEAL and he's ran all these triathlons and races throughout Death Valley and the most difficult places in the world, his backstory is what makes his achievements a million times more impressive. He came from nothing. His dad beat the shit out of him and his mom and his brother, and his mom was traumatized and they moved away, and his mom was working 3 jobs and they were fucking broke. At one point he was over 300 pounds. low. And he was just a total loser working for a exterminator company, and there was just a switch that flicked inside of him. He did the unthinkable and became the most incredible person I've ever heard of in terms of their turnaround. I mean, a complete 180. And that's the beautiful thing about life. It doesn't matter if you come from money, if you come from love, whatever you think in your mind is the thing that allows people to succeed. It doesn't matter if you have those things or not, as long as you're aware that it's out there and it exists. It's just a beautiful story in my opinion, because God knows no one believed in this guy, and somehow he found a way to believe in himself. That's the coolest thing. David Goggins, man, the anomaly. But it really just boils down to your attitude and your outlook on life. And another thing is, you have to stop waiting for things to happen. We let the idea of failure control and dictate our lives. We only get so many days to experience this, whatever the hell this thing is you want to call life. Just make the most of it. Stop spending it doing things you hate. Stop spending it in a hole where you are miserable. Why? It doesn't have to be that way. You have the power to live any life you want to live. It may not seem like it. It may seem like you're just a product of your circumstances, but put in the work for a week, a month, a year, and tell me that shit isn't different. It's go time, baby. It's time to start. So what are you gonna do right now to make a change in your life? You can decide anything you want to do. Make it happen. I don't care what you choose. You can do 50 push-ups right now. You can start your own business. You can do the homework that you haven't done in a month because you've been procrastinating. You can write up that sales proposal. You can tell your girlfriend that you love her and that you're going to take her out to a date. I don't care what you choose, but choose something. You have to choose something. You know what? And if you're really ready, write down a list of 5 or 10 things that you could do right now that would change your life. If you really gave a shit, write down 5 or 10 things that you can do right now that would make a positive difference in your life. You could be so much more if you put in the work. It's like anything. The hardest step is the first one. You just have to keep on pushing. And trust me, the first day is not going to feel as rewarding as the 30th or the 100th or the 1000th. There's so much pleasure after doing the hard things. What the hell? There's just something so beautiful about getting to the other side. Experiencing that pain and then finding your own happiness, whatever it might be. You know, for me, it's this bike. It's this opportunity to experience something new and be a part of a community who's caring, and I just keep on moving forward. When everything was dark, I lost myself and I lost God. I didn't have a path. I was just in a hole. It's a really weird feeling when you really feel alone. You don't have to be alone, necessarily. You could have family and friends and, you know, whoever else. But, man, when you feel alone, it just feels like there is no cure. But just because it feels a certain way doesn't mean that that is reality. Oh, nice bird. You have to believe that there is more. There is so much more than your current life and your current limitations. You have to believe in yourself. There's no other way. If you really want to be the best version of yourself, then put everything on the line. Make a promise to yourself that today will be the first day that you start. It doesn't matter how big, how small, how insignificant it may seem to others, but you will have known that you started today. You can become so much more than you think you can. You can really change your life if you're just willing to take that chance and believe in yourself. Take action. It really is a beautiful life, and you are way stronger than you know.